What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here, and the PlayStation See the Future event is finally over. As predicted and expected, Sony has announced the PlayStation 4, and these two videos will be covering everything you need to know about the system, about the announcement, about everything that we've seen at the event. So the first video will be talking about the announcements of the technology and the innovations for the PS4, and the second video will be talking about the games and my conclusion to the event. You know, if everything I had predicted had been announced, if I am happy about what we've seen announced, and basically all that. So the videos will be in chronological order. The first video with the announcements of the technology and innovations will be in chronological order, and the games that we've seen will also be in chronological order. So it's basically in the way that we've seen it happen at the event. So first of all, we started off with this massive video, you know, basically featuring all the popular games in the history of PlayStation. Sony always starts their conferences that way, and yeah, those are always great videos. They teased with the P letter and the S letter, and when the 4 should have been showcased, they of course just went to a massive black screen. You know, those things are always awesome to see, and it got me really hyped for the rest of the conference. And basically it started off with Andrew House doing the first part of the presentation. So what he actually started off by saying is that taking over the living room is actually not the goal anymore for PlayStation. It's all about the gamers.
And we'll show you the many ways in which the living room is no longer the center of the PlayStation ecosystem. The gamer is.
And that was really awesome to see, because that is what we all want to see, of course. And yeah, that's just great to hear from Sony themselves. The Vita was confirmed to be still focused on a lot, and of course lore for mobile and indie games was also shown. And very relaxing, he then announced the PlayStation 4. I've actually had multiple people congratulating me that it was actually the PS4 and that I was right by, you know, predicting that this was going to be about the PlayStation 4. But to be honest, it was really just a no-brainer. Like, I mean, everyone who summed up all the arguments already knew that this was 100% sure going to be the PlayStation 4. So yeah, really, to be honest, I was not surprised. But yeah, still great to see the confirmation of Sony, of course. And what followed was just awesome. So yeah, let's start off talking about what has been announced. So after that, we had Mark Cerny talking a bit about the hardware of the PlayStation 4. The hardware that was announced, as rumors had suggested, was very PC-like hardware. The focus is on making it easy for developers to make their games and for gamers to have a much smoother experience. 8 GB of internal memory was announced, even though the rumors suggested it was going to be 4 gigs. You know, that really makes for a much smoother experience. For example, it will be possible to pause your game and browse on the internet without quitting your game. You will have the menu in general run smoother during your games, and even purchasing content from the PlayStation Store while in-game is possible. So that's really awesome. It will also even be possible to download your games and play them already while it's still downloading. So basically you download a fragment of the whole package, and then you will already be able to start your game and start playing. And actually turning on your PS4 and start off at the moment where you left off in-game is also possible. All these things just make for a much smoother experience, and it's really awesome to see that, because those are like the minor complaints, the minor issues with the PS3 that can really still be very annoying for gamers. And yeah, to see all those issues being gone now, the PlayStation 4 is just really great to see. So after that, Sony talked about the new controller for the PS4, and surprisingly it actually is just gonna be the DualShock 4. It's still a DualShock controller. Now we of course had seen these leaked prototype images, and we saw that the leaked prototype images were actually, you know, very true. They were an early prototype, and yeah, the controller looks a lot like the prototype, but only, you know, a lot better. So yeah, that's great to see. Of course, the touchpad is actually being featured. We don't exactly know what it's going to be used for yet. You know, supposedly the start and select button, but yeah, I mean, I still want to see what this plays out like. I can see it being like a cursor as well for like browsing on the internet. I'm sure they'll use it for that and all that sort of features. But yeah, I'm really wondering what they're going to use that for. The share button that has been rumored is actually there. This will allow you to share screenshots, video. I don't know if they've actually said that it was 15 minutes of your latest gameplay, but yeah, it has been confirmed that you will be able to share videos. You know, the PlayStation 4 will have a built-in capture device, so you will be able to upload all your gameplay on YouTube, and also streaming on Ustream will be possible. So that's very cool. You will be able to show all your PSN friends, you know, what you're playing right now, and let them help you out, you know, if you're stuck with something in a game. So that's great to see. So as I predicted, one of the 2 buttons on the, you know, prototype controller was actually the share button, and the other one is actually an options button, and I don't really know what they're going to use that for. It's not going to be called start or select anymore. Supposedly that comes with the touchpad or something like that, or they will just use the options button as their start start or select button. Something like that. We don't really know exactly yet. There's also a light bar on it, which was really cool. And it's still kind of vague to me what they're going to use that for. But what they have said is that, you know, it will uniquely identify different controllers. So when you're playing with multiple controllers, I guess those will all have different colors. That's really cool. And I also actually heard that it can be used for something like health. Like if you're low on health, the light on your controller will actually dim a bit, so that's really cool. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they're all going to use that for. And there's going to be this tracking device that will track where you are sitting in your environment. And I still don't exactly know, you know, what that is being used for, and if we will see it being, you know, really sort of like implemented like the Move. But yeah, it's still going to be something that we'll have to see. But it sure looks very cool. Now after that, some engines were shown, like the new Havoc engine that was basically about the new physics for the PlayStation 4, and the Unreal 4 engine was actually shown, but we already saw that at E3, so it kind of surprised me that we were still seeing this. The trailer itself was actually extended, I believe, so we definitely saw some new footage of the Unreal 4 engine, but it's still kind of surprising to me that they showed that off, because we had already pretty much seen it at E3. We've also seen David Cage talking about a face model on the PS4, you know, talking about the amount of polygons that will be possible to have in a PS4 games, you know, for the characters, and yeah, it just looked very realistic and just another big step in terms of graphics, which is, you know, great to see. We had this Media Molecule demo that was kind of like this weird sculpture kind of like demo. We had Yoshinori Ono showing off their engine Hanta Ray, which was great to see, and we actually got to see the Illuminous engine from Square Enix again. And yeah, that was also announced at E3 last year. We've also seen that engine trailer, so again, really surprising to me that they showed that off again. But he also announced that there would be a new Final Fantasy game being shown at E3. Whether that's Final Fantasy Versus 13 or Final Fantasy 15 or something like that, we still have to see. But yeah, we will see at E3. So that was being followed by talking about a redesign of the PS3 menu. I don't know if they're actually going to call the XMB again, the cross media bar. You know, the setup is pretty much the same. I believe it's still like you can scroll to the left and to the right and then up or down. But yeah, the way it looks is just a bit different. It's more this kind of like app-based thing that we see today in all the like the mobile devices, and actually on the Xbox as well. It pretty much looks a bit like that. I don't know if I'm really a fan of that, but yeah, it definitely does look good. And it's a lot of these social aspects that are being implemented in the PS4, pretty much the menu design. So yeah, I don't exactly know what I think about that, but it was predicted that the menu was going to be redesigned, of course. So after that, one of the leaders from Gaikai came to the stage, and he talked about how Gaikai will be playing this huge role for the PlayStation 4. Now, we already knew that Gaikai was going to play a huge part in the PlayStation 4, because basically, you know, Sony is doing really bad at the moment. They're making huge losses, and they already were last year, but they actually bought Gaikai last year for $380 million, while at the same time they announced that they had an $800 million loss in Q3. So it really showed off that Sony had faith in Gaikai by buying it, and what we got to see was definitely very cool. I think the biggest thing that we've seen is remote play. Basically, it makes you able to stream your PlayStation 4 games to your PlayStation Vita, and yeah, that's just going to be something really awesome, because you will be able to play all those great looking PS4 games on your PS Vita. The screen definitely allows for that, and yeah, it's just great to see that will be possible. Now, the last thing I pretty much want to talk about is an announcement by Blizzard, another third-party company, who announced that they would be supporting the PlayStation 4 in the future. And that's of course great to see, because Blizzard is really known about the PC market, making games for the PC. And yeah, it's just great to see them showing support, because we haven't seen them on the PS3 or anything like that. Of course, they showed huge interest in bringing Diablo 3 to the consoles, and that's what they actually announced. They announced that Diablo 3 will be coming to both PS3 and PS4 in the future. So that's great to see, of course. And I can't wait to see if we will actually get more games from Blizzard coming to the PS4. Now, that was pretty much everything that has been announced about the PlayStation 4, except for its release date, which is holiday 2013. So yeah, before Christmas of 2013, you will be playing on your PS4 most likely. And yeah, that's awesome, of course. And as expected, they actually didn't mention if Europe was actually going to get the PS4 later, at a later stage, which has been rumored. It definitely looks like it's actually going for a worldwide release, so that would be great. But of course, at E3 we'll be hearing a lot more details, and in the near future. And of course, there's still the games they have been talking about, which I will cover in my next video, and of course a big conclusion to the whole event. So I hope you will be watching that as well to get a bit more info on that. And for now, that's pretty much it. I thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.